folks, I'm back here for episode 5 of this Hollow Knight playthrough. This is the first episode where I've really I've struggled with what I'm going to do next. Not because I don't know, but because I know a couple of things that would both be technically correct. I've made a decision. It's interesting because, this being a Metroidvania, there's a lot of directions I can go from here. Including some that I would consider pretty much straight up wrong directions. This is one of a couple choices that are definitely along the right things to be doing right now. Just gonna have a quick look at my map, make sure I'm going to the right location. So I'm going to get the Crystal Heart, I affectionately call rocket boots. It's the ability to do a super long dash. It'll even go multiple streams. Yeah, there's other things I could be going for right now, but we're going to start with that on this video, and then a couple other things in the next video, because that's going to make, it's going to open up a lot of areas for us. And I've mentioned before that I was probably going to do a cleanup. This is probably going to be the first of a couple of those cleanups. I'm just going around looking for stuff in areas that I couldn't get to before because I didn't have the right movement abilities. I've done a few small situations like that already, but just not big ones. I've gone too far down. I need to go up. Yeah. But you'll see on the map that there are some areas that have an opening on the right or left or even up or down that aren't labeled or aren't filled out. It's because that's an area I haven't gone through yet. Possibly because I couldn't, possibly because I just haven't wanted to yet. Anyway, that is the goal for next episode, to cover some of that stuff. Yeah, no real wrong way to explore exactly, but there's a couple of more intuitive ways to go through it. Even when we're talking the right way, it's easy enough to get turned around in this giant open world. That's okay. That's alright. I just don't want to have another green path incident. It's something I'm not going to let myself live down. Here we go, this way. So without the lantern, this area would be dark, and this would not even come up with the inspect option, which means I wouldn't be able to open this door. This is one of the ways into Crystal Peak. There's actually 2 ways at this time, and there will be a third, yes, by the time I'm done this video. The second one was the whole reason we went and got the Desolate Dive power, but that's okay. We'll still be doing that later, and we'll need it for all kinds of other things. Plus, I actually like to use it for combat. So we're in Crystal Peak now. I haven't really looked at what my charms are. Pretty good though. Yeah. So you don't need to do a whole lot of grinding in this game unless you're really struggling with it. I've done next to none. As I've mentioned, I've been watching other people do playthroughs where they're not so comfortable with the game, or they're using apparently a Xbox One controller on PC. It's a bad move. This is a known issue with the game and that controller. Anyway, I'm playing on PlayStation 4. I have my own opinions of Xbox. I don't like getting them because, console wars. PC is definitely a fun way to play. I just found playing on the PlayStation more convenient for my life. Anyway, so we're moving through this area, and we're gonna... Right, I don't have a map yet. I know where Cornifer is, and I don't actually want to go to any ways. Kind of counter to what I want to be doing, or his location is anyway. He is, personally. You see these guys here, they throw these crystal projectiles, which stick to whatever surface they hit and create painful areas. To create spikes that you can break with your nail though. You can also swat those crystals back at them. If you do, it will hurt them. So just down slash those, see? Boom, and I'm safe. Now if I were to clumsily walk into them, I would get hurt. Anyway, I did not do that. So, oh, clumsily walking into spikes though. That right there. Oh, you know what? I don't want to go this way. I do, I very much do. That was actually a big debate, and where I wanted to go in this video. I'm not going to go that way first, though. I'm going to go this way first. There's other stuff down there that is not the crystal heart, but important stuff. Things I'll get to in the next video. But there's a lot to do in Crystal Peak. It's going to take me multiple trips here to get it all. I do need to get another ability that I cannot get before Crystal Heart, before I'll be able to fully explore this area. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep on this logging through. Yeah, let's go. I was wrong about Monaco's location. It is when I'm going. Oh, that grub I will get. I skipped over one grub, not because I don't want to get said grub, because it's kind of a, you gotta come at it from a different angle than I could. This one, just through here. This is all just timely stuff, right? Nothing extraordinarily difficult. Just pay attention to what's happening, react to it. Go. Switch for the shortcut out. You'll notice that, my Geo comes to me. I'm a big fan of gathering Swarm, especially early in the game when I still need Geo for so much, and I don't want to be funny. So I just devote one charm notch to gathering Swarm. Never chase Geo. This is a cool area, but until we have Crystal Heart, we can't actually go there, so going up. We'll find Cornifer, who is, oh, I guess I'm going down past him. I'm going to find Cornifer, who is not far up here. And then, oh wow, just going to get rocked here. I'll be in a moment where I'm not attacked by laser beams. Alright. I don't like to sit on soul if I can help it. I like to keep healed up rather than potentially be wasting soul by hitting enemies when I could be healing. If that makes sense. I think it's a good general strategy if you're down any masks and you don't really need your soul for something specific, you should heal. Alright. And then put that guy up. This one, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to wait for him back. That's just getting soul, because I can't even go up there. I can, but I gotta go this way. Alright, mentions, keeping the mass full. One of the reasons is you never know, unless you do, where there's going to be a difficult fight, or potentially dangerous fight. In this case, I do know. So this guy here is guarding a bench. You actually don't have to fight it, unless you want the bench. And I do. So I'm just going to be like, hey buddy, get off my bench. I want that bench. Just jump when you start to see his laser beam form. Oh, sorry. Jump and dash over him. My bad. Here we go. Try to keep the channel relatively PG. At times, have a deep shit moment. Alright. Getting quiet here. Got intense. Oh, he got me. I didn't expect that to happen. Well, yes, I am not as good at this game as I thought I was. That's alright. I at least got the map. and I'll make my way back there and redeem myself. It's okay. It's fine. The good news is, he's one of those bosses where having your shade in the room with him isn't a super big detriment, because he won't attack you until you challenge him. And so your shade will be fighting you one-on-one, not with the help of the boss. Later on, there's an upgraded version of that particular boss. He's not so kind. The shade is actually locked in the room with him and will not easily be drawn out. You probably get locked in the room with the shade and the boss, and that's not so great. Okay, yeah, so this guy here, I think, yeah, you gotta go through the area where that bench is, come back down and find him. Anyway, I'll go get my shade back. I've got a couple of parries in there. That felt good. I went to heal. Apparently I'm not hurt. Alright, yeah, work my way up again. Try to look less like this way. Over here. Go with the flow with these guys. Don't try to cross the streams, as it were. Just go with the direction they're going. Usually you'll be fine. Every once in a while, you might make a occasion get caught in one of them, like I did earlier. But for the most part, just go the way they're going. Follow them. It gives you more response time if you start up. One thing with this Guardian boss that over here fighting, just keep in mind he doesn't give you really much of a window to heal. There's some opportunities, but not very much. So I find that throwing spells at him is relatively efficient, rather than just expecting to save it heal. Now I have full soul. I'm gonna go in here and wake him up. Try this again. So, spells, as mentioned. Oh, up and over. There we go. Shit. Badly timed spell. Wow, he didn't give me any room there. Well-timed spell. There. So I was using Desolate Dive for invincibility frames, which is kind of an advanced technique, but I think it shows well in that video. I mentioned a harder version of that boss. He's up here. Yep, you'll need an extended jump ability to get up there. That's fine. And he's also much harder. He hits twice as hard and it's far less, I guess he's just faster. That's a good way to put it. Like, he doesn't seem as derpy in his choices, but it's probably just because he does everything a little more rapidly in that particular version of the boss. I don't need that soul, so I'll leave it alone in case I need to come back for it later. You know, it's one of those things. I've got full masks, and so I think that grub just... Wow, that was dumb. We'll go up first and down. Oh wow, that was just a dash. Throw my face right into that. Let's do that. It is possible to kill these guys down here. Any of these crystal dudes, your weapon doesn't do anything to them. Any other attack you have will. There's a number of charms that have attacks. In my case, I could just hit them with spells. That would work. That's not cool. The only reason to come in here is for a bunch of Geo. Right. Get onto that chest. Timing here can be a bit tricky. You're really waiting for things just to sort of be on the way up. One over here we can hop. Hop. And that puts you all the way back. Which I find frustrating. You also notice I'm gaining a little bit of soul every time I'm not gaining. Sorry, I thought I had a charm for it. We don't. Hop through. Oh shit. Oh. Don't let yourself get too frustrated. If something would kill you, just quit the menu. You know where your bench is, and you just get tired of trying to deal with a challenge like that. You don't need to be a hero. Quit the menu. Oh no. Anyway, it's just my own opinion that, you know, there's no, even on Steel Soul mode, I don't care. There's no judgments. Just quit. I'm gonna change my charms around a little bit to be better for the kind of platforming that I'm doing in here. Which means I need to make my way back up to that bench. I'll also get a map update, which is good. Wait, bench is right here, good. Stop to look at the map and then notice the sign was right there. So back over here we go. Change some of these charms around. Put this guy on. Oh, you know what? And this guy is going to be uniquely interesting in here because of some of the enemies, as I mentioned, can't easily be killed with a nail. However, they will die to the spore cloud created by that particular charm. So, now I have an ability that gets me soul whenever I get hit. You know what? Actually, sorry, I'm not gonna go chasing these grubs right now. I'm just gonna get on with it. The grubs are something I can get later. Cleanup episode if needed. I don't want to be at this forever. So let's move it along. It's not that way. I'm gonna go up this way, which reminds me there's something else important that I have missed, and we'll grab right over here. Right up from this guy. So he stops. Alright, right up here. There is Shopkeeper's Key. That's going to improve Sly's inventory. And if you bought him out already, it's going to just give him stuff he didn't previously have. Okay, example of the aforementioned charm being able to kill these critters. It's not a ton of Geo, but it's pretty much better than nothing. Yeah. It gets rid of a nuisance enemy that you otherwise have a hard time getting rid of. So if you're having trouble with them, you can equip that charm, or just hit them with spells. That works too. Okay, so I think we've got an appearance from our friend here, Coral. It's not necessary to talk to him, but I think if you're playing the game for the first time, for sure, go through the lore. I love that character. He's one of my favorite NPCs. I may have mentioned that already. I think over here is just this, which we can't go to yet. So we'll just kill that dude, get 10 Geo for it, and go down here. Sometimes I just scrap and brawl my way through things that I don't really need to. It's a little clicky here. Probably should have healed first, but I didn't. I'm gonna be fine. I'm not gonna die. Don't say I'm gonna die. There. I didn't die. Cool. So, go. Get some more Geo. Get this rancid egg here. presses and dashed before I jumped. It happens. Open that shortcut. I'm gonna give it some more heal here. We're gonna follow these guys, see where they take us. Which is, I already know. I think it's a wandering thing. It's not a big deal, but nice to have. You know, I think we've already been through the fact that they're worth some money when you go to a certain vendor or reverse vendor? I don't know. Yeah, I like that Spore Charm for dealing with some of the tougher enemies in the game. By tougher, I don't necessarily mean more hit points. I kind of mean the opposite of that. I mean ones with defensive abilities. Alright, now we're doing the actual important part of this. So this is our clue. These big sort of metallic juggernaut looking things are your clue that you're going the right way. Tricky platforming for a little bit, slide off, dash, back over, dash across, some somewhat tricky platforming, get some soul. These are, I don't know, don't walk into them, but they're not as bad as they look. Just sort of wait for them to fading out, drop through them, or dash through them. Maybe fading out, go, fading out, go, out, through, fading out. If you do mess up there, you can pogo those platforms to flip them back over. So you're not actually as screwed as it seems. You're not gonna like guaranteed take 2 massive damage and never get out of there. This thing is really freaking cool. A lot of players the first time they encounter this thing have that like whoa moment. Probably pretty similar to the first time I was on Jet. It was just whoa, that's so neat. Yeah. And it'll take you some distance. No real limit until you hit something effectively, which will damage you if it's something that would damage you. Neat thing is, I think there's a scaling mechanic based on your nail damage, that if your nail impact would kill the creature, it dies and you don't take damage. That mostly translates to really weak enemies die and you don't take damage. Yeah. So, stronger enemies, I think they still take nail impact from it, but you're going to get hit too. You're going to take collision damage. I think, fact of the matter is I'm probably missing grubs in this playthrough. That's fine. I'll come back to the grubs later when I'm more feeling it. I'd like to get them. They're mostly just timing, platforming, dashy stuff. More importantly, I show you where some less obvious stuff is. Oh, you know what though? There was one really easy grub that I just walked right by. Back down to where we got the new ability. Oh, right there. I just went past it. One really easy grub. And I just decided I wasn't gonna get him. Yeah, right here. I didn't decide, I just okay. So he's free now. There's more. There's like 5 or 6 grubs in here. It's a very rich area, and so not super feeling doing well right now. But I am feeling like showing some of the more hidden areas in this section. So that's the next video. I'm going to be back in here anyway. There's reasons, but there's another section of this area that I want to go through. go through there at the end of the video, basically. But before I go through there, ooh, that was close. Before I go through there, I'm going to go to the breakable wall station down here. This here has some more sort of tricky timing stuff. It's not too bad though. It's not as bad as it looks. It's right. Yoki. There. I'm gonna heal up. Same, gaining a little bit of soul every time I can. Okay, so we're waiting for these to go. Boom, boom. The third one would just be off. The third one would just be going out. Again, for this one, that's not too bad. Just as the last one's coming on, go through it. Wait, I think I missed. Oh, okay, curb. Right through here. Looks damaging. It's not. You're cool. You just go. And get this deep focus charm. It's got its limited uses. The only place I really use it is in the White Palace. Personally, it's the only spot I consider it to be really great. I'm a completist. I like to collect everything I can collect. So, yeah, no nail damage for these guys, but anything else, any other abilities you have that cause damage will work. That includes charms and spells. Even things that are based on nail damage, but not actually nail damage. So Sharp Shadow, or which is way out there, like nowhere near what we've got yet. But Sharp Shadow and Dream Shield, even I think Thorns of Agony, which I do have, would kill them if I was standing immediately next to them. This is just a section of, try out this new power you just got. It's great in some other places too. Like I said, next video is going to be sort of a clean up video. I am going to go to a couple new areas, but they're really short new areas. So down here, there's a grub to rescue. And a bunch of geo. Nothing in the way of tricky platforming. I'm a little bleary-eyed. It's late. I don't particularly feel like doing challenging platforming, so I'm just gonna get the real guts of this out of the way, and I got that deep focus charm, and I got the actual power that's gonna get me through all this. So next video I'll come back. I'll do grubs. Oh, not a grub. It's our first encounter with not actually a grub. So whenever there is one of those around, or more than one, there's really a grub around too. The exception being the Colosseum. The Colosseum does at one point put you up against one of those, and there's not actually a real grub around. Any other time you encounter one of those, if you see it, it's a sign that there is in fact a real grub. You just gotta look a little harder. It might mean a breakable wall, it might mean a few more jars, and gotta keep breaking them open and figure out which one's really the grub. But you will find a real grub. Anyway, there we go. Gonna do a little shopping. I now have a shortcut back into there, as you can see, which is great. Tizzo's here. Screw you, Tizzo. I don't like you. To understand why I don't like him, you really do have to read all his dialogue. He's just rude. He's condescending towards the knight, and he often is just rude about choices that he perceives the knight is making, even if the knight isn't. Elegant key. Really want. I'm gonna get that. That opens up an area in Soul Sanctum, which we did recently. I don't know how much of the rest of this I want right now. I suppose I can look at what I got for partials. Oh yeah, I'll get a vessel fragment, because that will complete a vessel, which means I can now hold 4 spells normally, or 4 focus worth of soul instead of 3. That's worth having. The rest of his stuff is going to have to wait till I have more money, which I'll be getting. It's no big deal. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be doing the rest of Crystal Peak and probably at least one other zone tomorrow, hopefully.